new head coach Joe Judge will have a lot of changes to make there on that 4-12 team. And Jason Garrett, it's going to be like a breath of fresh air. He's been a head coach now for a long time in this league. Does a good job, and he's an offensive-minded guy. He's going to change their system. And we know, based on how he liked to play offense with that number one offense, was run the ball first. And guess what? He's got a guy that can do that, Saquon Barkley. And so Daniel Jones will be developed like Dak was developed. You know, play some good defense if you can, run the ball if you must, and let's wing it gradually. You know, they drafted 3 offensive linemen. They got to try to help the run game and the pass game with the young quarterback. They drafted Andrew Thomas. He can play either side. Matt Pert from UConn, and then Shane Lemieux from Oregon. No relation to Mario Lemieux. But you know what? They got some depth now in that offensive line, and they're going to all grow up together, Colleen.
I mean, you talk about that revamped offensive line. You talk about how Jason Garrett was in Dallas, and, featuring Saquon Barkley should be the ideal situation for the New York Giants. But, I mean, you're talking about some rookies on that offensive line who is not going to have an offseason. We don't even know if they're going to truly pick up all the plays, but let's not make any mistake about it. The Giants are going to win as long as they put the ball in that kid's hands right there, over 1,000 yards last year in 13 games. But they have to get him the ball a little bit more. You have to see more of this, him running between the tackles and even catching the ball out of the backfield. Saquon averaged about 20 touches last year. Put that in comparison to Christian McCaffrey, one of the other league's most explosive backs in the National Football League. He had about 25 to 26 touches per game. So I expect Saquon Barkley's touches to go up, especially while he's cheap on a rookie deal.
Michael Robinson, I agree exactly with you, because the run game is the easiest thing to figure out, because C-man, block man. One of the biggest things is Daniel Jones is going into his second year, but he really is going to be a rookie all over again, because he has not gotten this new offense down packed. And everything is fantastic in his home, on his laptop. But he doesn't have to identify the mic. He doesn't have to change and shift the blocking schemes, and it's all new. So you saw what he said, the baseline. He has no baseline. So you know what that means? Hey, Giants fans, come in closer. That means a lot of mistakes are going to happen. And how do you eliminate those mistakes? Running the ball and running a lot of the Quan, right, left, in the middle, pitch left, pitch right, because Daniel Jones will take a step back. Not because he's not a good player, but it is a learning disadvantage for all these young men learning a new offense because they're not in the building.
Okay, so if Daniel Jones is going to be sort of brought along kind of like Dak was, is his ceiling, what is his ceiling exactly in this offense, Mike Robb?
I don't know if I want to compare Daniel Jones to Dak Prescott, not quite yet. You know what I mean? I need to see a little bit more success from Daniel Jones. Not saying the potential isn't there or anything like that, but I just don't think that the kid is Dak Prescott quite yet. And I'm not sure that the New York Giants have the offensive assets up front to be able to run the football with authority. You know what I'm saying? Run the football with authority so that you can open up some things in the passing game. But again, early on in this football season will tell a lot about what's going on with the New York Giants.
You're right, Mike Robb, because the Cowboys had the best offensive line in the National Football League. They're drafting guys early. There's 4 Pro Bowlers out there. The Giants aren't there yet. And that's why they drafted 3 new offensive linemen this year, to try to develop some guys, because without that offensive line, you're not going to have great success from Saquon or the passing game to help out that coordinator, or that Daniel Jones, that new quarterback. And so, you know, this is going to be a gradual thing. The New York Football Giants fans, this is not an overnight fix. They're going to all, like I said earlier, grow up together. They're going to build this thing from square one. They got a tough division. Philadelphia is pretty darn good, and Dallas is still pretty darn good. So it's going to take some time, but they're on the right path.